In this video, I'm going to talk about how much pocket money you should give your kids. One of the most common questions I get asked after, at what age should I start giving my kids pocket money, is, well, how much should I give my kids? Now there's three rules, or not three rules, but three guidelines that I typically use with all my clients. The first one is well, what can you truly afford? I very often see families that are struggling financially, yet they're giving their kids loads of pocket money, and it just doesn't make sense. Please remember, pocket money is meant to be a tool to teach your kids how to value and manage money. It's not meant to be a windfall. So look at what you can truly afford on a sustainable, regular basis before you start giving them the pocket money. The second thing is that you need to look at how many kids you're planning on having. Whatever you do for one, you have to do for the others. So just don't look at the one child in isolation. Think about, okay, if I'm going to have 4, 5, 6 kids, I need to think about what this is going to look like when they're all in their teens or towards their teens, and all of a sudden we're paying out a lot more money. So just think about, okay, how much is that actually going to add up to when I've got a number of kids, not just one? The third thing that you need to consider when deciding how much pocket money you want to give your kids is, what is it going to look like? How much is that figure going to look like if I increase it every year by the time they get to their later teens? Does that figure then start to look like a ridiculously huge figure or a ridiculously small figure? What does it actually look like? And then work your way back from there to determine your starting point. Okay, so what I want to share with you now is the example of our family. Now, this isn't necessarily the way you have to do it, so don't think that this is what you have to do, but this is how we did it, and it worked really well for us. Quite simply, child number 1, Hannah, we started giving her $2 per week when she was 5 years old. $2 per week, and the expectation was that 10% went into giving, 10% into saving, and the rest could be set aside for spending. So you can see we've got Hannah, number 1, $2 per week. Then when Holly got to 5, she started getting $2, and then when Lockie got to 5, he started getting $2. Now you can see here that it quickly adds up. So by the time Lockie started getting pocket money, we were giving them $12 a week in total, which is $48 a month, which is a lot of money. And when we get down to when Hannah's 16, you can see it was $33 a week, which again is like $130 odd a month. So it can add up. So that's why you've got to be careful with where you start. Now we started with $2. Doesn't mean you have to. You can start with $1, and you might only increase it every second year. But what I would encourage you to do is make it so that the figure, whatever figure you give them, is easily divisible, so that when they're putting money aside for savings, a percentage, it's quite easy for them to work out. So there you go. That's how much money, pocket money, I recommend that, well, that's what we started with. I recommend you look at those guidelines. So remember, the guidelines were, what can you afford? The second one is how many kids you're going to have, because it can add up. And then the third thing you've got to consider is, what does it look like when we get down here? Is this a reasonable figure to be giving teenagers on a weekly basis to do the things they want to do?
Now, if you are interested in saving money, if you're interested in spending less, if you're interested in breaking the paycheck cycle or paying off debt or achieving lifestyle goals that are really important to you, can I encourage you to subscribe to this YouTube channel? Every Tuesday and Thursday, we will release videos about managing your personal finances. So please, subscribe below, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.